Dear 2021, let me start off by saying you have been great. You've been a constant companion through this year and have never left my side. We've laughed together, cried together, and had more existential crises than I care to count. I still remember that time I stayed up too late watching Love, Death, Robots with you and was a mental head case for a week. Or that time I accidentally went way too into detail, telling my daughter a bedtime story about Bethany Hamilton. You know that surfer that lost her arm from a shark attack? Yeah. Whoops. But here are some of the great things you have helped me learn. A bit of physics, the basics of quantum mechanics, a deeper grasp of general relativity, and this may seem a little bland, but to be able to understand the basis of our reality is pretty neat. Physiology, a touch of neuroscience, and the interconnections of the body, the brain, and the nervous system, as well as the impact that exercise and meditation has on those connections. How to maximize my mental state for both learning and creating using science-driven research and the things I've learned about physiology through study, books, videos, and courses. How to really spend time with my daughter. Video editing, character animating, storytelling, and world building, at least enough to get me started. When to outsource help to save time, even if it's something I generally don't mind. How to better push through resistance, and that resistance itself is a gatekeeper to growth. How to physically organize my thoughts so that I can better utilize and access all of my ideas. How to build habits more effectively, and which habits make the biggest difference. How to reframe negative stories I've been telling myself that have only been holding me back. It's okay to want success for myself, and that includes financial success. Money does not equal bad. Take risks. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself because it will pay off, as long as what you are investing in fits with your vision of who you want to be. The more you act on your imagination and let your mind enter a creative realm, the easier it is to come up with new ideas. The ideas you need to act on the fastest will always come on strong. You'll feel it in your gut, and sometimes they might be the craziest sounding ones, but that's what makes it fun. Okay, let's take a look at the things that I've done. Finished more books in 1 year than I have the rest of my life combined. Atomic Habits, How to Own Your Mind, Spark, Mindfulness in Plain English, A New Earth, The Mindful Athlete, The Confidence Gap, How to Train Your Mind, Goodbye Things, and Green Lights. I know 10 books for some is weak, but I haven't finished a book since Hunger Games when I was 23. And to be fair, my goal for this year was 1. So I crushed it. Took a 6-week improv class and moved up to Improv 201. Invested in a guided meditation course so that I can better lead others through practice. Started getting my sleeve done. Sorry, Mom. Became more aware of my own personal style, started my YouTube channel, found an everlasting well of confidence within myself, and learned how to access it. Gave more freely to others, and I made some incredible friends along the way. Look, I don't mean to be braggy, I'm just happy. But in order for all this to happen, I had to sacrifice a good chunk of time and had to spend a little bit more money than I would have otherwise. I lost a lot of endurance-based fitness. I had to get rid of a bike and a whole lot of pride. To be honest, I had to abandon a lot of who I thought I was. And that was hard. Really, really, really hard. I know I cried. Was it all worth it? You bet. I wouldn't change one single thing about my year. And that's my biggest hope for 2022, that this time next year I can look back and say the same. Because ultimately, isn't that the goal of life, to be able to say when your time comes that you wouldn't change a thing? Well, 2021, despite our best efforts to make it last as long as we can, our time now draws to an end, but no regrets. I still get excited looking at the targets I've annihilated and the shifts in my perspectives to reach for bold objectives. I am grateful for our time together. To sum up everything I've learned into a nice bite-sized list, it would be this. Number 1, use it or lose it applies to the brain and imagination as much as it does to muscle fiber. And exercise and meditation fundamentally improve our lives on a neurological level. Number 2, writing on a regular basis is underrated. Number 3, you are in control of your mind and therefore your life. Number 4, organizing your thoughts is key. And the number one thing, with a positive attitude, nothing is impossible. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. The number one thing I learned this year is who I am, who I want to be, and how to bridge the gap between the two. And that is an amazing feeling. And my goal for the channel in 2022 is to close that gap even further and to help you do the same. Happy New Year, everybody. And remember, stay mindful.